It's the 9th day of Grotmas, and we at long last are getting an Assassinorium detachment. Welcome to the Imperial Agents Grotmas detachment. This is the Veiled Blade Elimination Force. It is all about having your assassins, swooping them up, and playing with some really fun abilities. Let's dive on in taking a look at the detachment ability first, which is Extremist Sanction. This is going to give you two things. First of all, your assassin units can use the Overkill, Soulless Horror, and Shield Breaker abilities twice per game instead of once per game. Self-explanatory, this is going to take those super abilities from those three assassins and make them usable twice per game. The second part of Extremist Sanction is that each assassin gains an Extremist ability, which will cost points. These effectively replace your enhancements. You do have to take one on each of the four epic heroes, and they just word it in a way that says basically you can't take one without it. With that, let's take a look at what they are. These are the Extremist abilities, starting off with Decoy Targets for a massive 40 points. This can only be put on a Calidus assassin, and what it does is that twice per game you can kill a friendly infantry model that's not in engagement range of an enemy model and replace them with this Calidus assassin. It's a very cool and flavorful ability that will allow you to teleport around the battlefield once per game, of course representing the fact that she was already there and had sort of assumed their form. 40 points is a lot, but it's a ton of fun. Next up, another 40-point enhancement. This is Esoteric Explosives. This can only be put on a Calexis assassin, and it allows your grenade mortals to trigger on 3s instead of 4s. 40 points is way too much to spend for this ability. Personally, I think if I could, I'd give it a pass, but you're just going to have to be stuck with it if you want to play the Calexis in your lists. Intraneural Biotech is a 35-point enhancement. This one goes on the Eversor, and once per round, you can heroically intervene or you can interrupt in combat for 0 CP. It does say that it allows you to use the strat twice per phase, but currently in the balance data say that's still not allowed. Pretty spicy ability, I'm definitely going to be looking to take this one. Micro Melter Rounds, another expensive one, clocking in at 45 points. This of course goes on the Vindicare Assassin, and what it does is it grants the Assassin's Rifle Anti-Monster 4+, and Anti-Vehicle 4+. Again, probably not really wanting to shell out for this, no pun intended, but you don't really have a choice. So you're going to be doing it regardless. Big points increase on probably the worst assassin. So the Extremist abilities, frankly, we have two good ones, two bad ones. Let's see what the stratagems do. First off, we have Prime Target for 1 command point. This is on an Agents of Imperium unit in the shooting or fight phase that allows you to reroll wound rolls of 1 when targeting a character unit. And if that unit is a assassin targeting the enemy warlord, you gain full wound rerolls. It is a very, very specific stratagem. I really don't love it. And the fact that even the assassins have to be targeting the enemy warlord to get the full wound rerolls makes it a bit of a miss in my book. Next up, a rare 2 CP stratagem. This is Hyperstims. When an agent's character unit is being attacked, they gain +1 toughness, and if they're an Eversor assassin, they gain a 4+ feel no pain. This one is pretty fun. It does work on any agent's character unit, which means if you just have an agent's character attached, you'll be able to trigger it. Obviously, it's big value on the Eversor for the sweet 4+ feel no pain, but 2 CP just makes it so pricey. Will Sapping Salvo is a 1 CP stratagem. In your shooting phase, you select one agent's infantry unit and they gain sustained hits, and if they're a Calexis assassin, their weapon becomes damage 3. Fun, hilarious, one I think you'll actually see use. Next up, Orbital Oversight is a 1 CP stratagem. In your opponent's shooting phase, you select one agent's infantry unit and they gain 18-inch lone operative ability, and if they already have lone op, instead this will be a 6-inch lone op ability. Another useful one, especially for protecting those very flimsy human bodies that you're likely to have in your army. Line Grenades is a 1 CP stratagem. Use this on an agent's unit with the grenades keyword or a Vindicare unit. It makes the unit -1 to be charged, or if they're Vindicare, -2 to be charged. Another utility one, it's really just going to throw a wrench in your opponent's plans, and I think you'll use it to try to protect your key objectives with, again, those flimsy human bodies on them. Finally, we have Ensnaring Trap. It's a 1 CP stratagem. You select an agent's infantry unit, and they can heroically intervene regardless of whether or not the enemy unit charged this turn. This is similar to the Dark Angel strat that we saw earlier in Grotmas, but it only costs 1 CP. Additionally, if they're a Calidus assassin, they'll also get +1 to wound for the rest of the turn. So this is a strange detachment, the Veiled Blade Elimination Force that wants you to take assassins. There's a few problems with what I see here. First of all, it doesn't remove the epic hero keyword from assassins, so you're still only taking 4 of them. The rest of your army is going to sort of benefit from these abilities, but not hugely. On top of that, we have some very expensive mandatory enhancements, and we have a number of very limited stratagems. I really like the concept of this, and obviously we'll try to play it for fun, but I think it's a pretty rough detachment focusing on a far too narrow band of units. I do understand the hesitation to make it too viable, as nobody wants to see 16 assassins running around the board, so fair enough. Maybe someone else could see something interesting in here that I can't, but I'm not feeling confident about at least the strength of this detachment. With that, let us know in the comments down below what you think, and let us know what you're looking forward to tomorrow.